What's up, guys? Chris the Chef Sports Cards here. So we got this platinum break. It's got 6 spots left. I wasn't doing anything, so I figured I'd jump on for 10 minutes, see if anybody wants to fill it. If not, no big deal, but I figure what the hell. I'm sitting here. I'll go live. See if anyone's hanging around and wants to jump in real quick. If it doesn't sell tonight, it'll sell tomorrow. Not a big deal, but I figured with 6 spots left, it was worth jumping on for 10 or 15 minutes to see. I don't even know if anybody's here, but there is a link in the chat there. Click on that, it'll take you right to it. And if you want to fill it, we'll break it. No, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it Wednesday. We'll do it whenever. I haven't posted anything new on the website. I'm waiting for Wednesday to see what comes in for Pristine and stuff like that. So we'll do some more listings later in the week. And for now, we'll just hang out and see what happens. What's up, Michael? How are you, buddy? As I was saying, we still got 6 spots left. I wasn't doing anything, so I figured I'd jump on, see if anybody wants to fill it up. If it doesn't get filled today, it'll get filled tomorrow. It's not a big deal, but I figured with so few spots left, we'd give it a shot. I'll hang out for a few and see if anybody wants to get in, and if so, we'll do it, and if not, we'll do it tomorrow. I'm easy. How about the bats from last night's game? The Bryson Stott's pencil bat. Man, people, this is all over the internet today. It was cool. That company that makes it is right here. A regular who hasn't been here in a while, Rich. He actually, it's like right in his backyard out in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Victus is the company that makes it. But now I saw today people are saying that they should allow players to use like bats, like designer bats in games all the time. Yeah, the pencil bat was awesome. It looks so real, like the eraser and stuff on it. Like it just looked so good. That company's really good. Like my son uses Victus bats and has for since he was like 10 or 11, and at the time they were just kind of becoming popular. Now they're a pretty big deal. My son had actually gotten it first because he knew a kid he played with. His dad was one of the like vice presidents there or something like that, so he gave a bunch of the kids bats. And I hadn't even heard of them at that point. And then, like a year or two later, they started popping up in stores and stuff. And now they're, well, especially after last night, they're pretty popular. Lightsaber bat would be awesome. I saw somebody do a thing on Instagram. I'm amazed by the stuff that people can do with like Photoshop and iFilm and whatever. You probably saw it. I mean, it was all over the place. It was Otani hitting a home run, and it was like, and it's like he had a lightsaber in his hand. It was crazy looking. It looked so real. You know how the MLB is though. They're a bunch of old stuck up guys. They don't like new stuff like that. You know. So it's okay for one game with the kids, but that's about it. How about Panini losing the NFLPA license as of today, like immediately? I want to know what Panini did to piss off the NFL. It's either that or Fanatics has their hook so deep into everyone at this point, which is what I think it probably is more so. Like, Panini was supposed to be able to make cards for like 3 more years. And they just issue a letter today or yesterday, whenever they put it out, says as of it, immediately, you're no longer allowed to use likeness, names, this, that, whatever. So I don't know, man. Some crazy stuff going on in the card world. Whoever thought there'd be so much drama behind sports cards? Little pieces of cardboard with guys' pictures on it. So again, folks, we got 6 spots left in the platinum break. If you're not familiar with it, it's 15 a spot. Random team, and we're giving away the Mariners. So we're random 29 teams, and then we random everyone again for the Mariners. As most of you probably have, or maybe haven't seen, Topps Chrome Platinum has a lot of stuff in them. I think the last 10 boxer we did, we got 18 hits out of 10 boxes. I think that's what it was. So hoping for somewhere in the same range tonight. I'm not going to hang out all night. We were down to so few spots with 6 spots left. I figure I'd jump on for 10 or 15 minutes and see if anybody's interested. And, if so, we'll break it. If not, we'll do it tomorrow. Not the end of the world. It's a weird night, Monday. Any more Wander Franco news? I didn't even look today. See if cards are going to be completely worthless. It's crazy with all the. Tampa Bay Times. Let's see what this says. Wander Franco update pushed to Tuesday. Status unlikely to change much. Oh, God. Talks concerning the status of Ray shortstop Wander Franco will carry over till Tuesday, but are not expected to change the outcome. He will remain sidelined either through an extension of his stay on the restricted list or a shift to administrative leave. Yikes. It's amazing. I was the field isn't dry yet? Really? Wow. What was I on? Man, I keep losing my train of thought. This is like a new thing for me lately where I forget what I was saying. We were talking about Wander Franco. Oh, yeah. I was on Facebook today, just like tooling around, seeing, and I belong to a bunch of groups on there or whatever, cardboard, this, that, whatever. And it seems like all anybody's trying to do is sell Wander Franco stuff. Like every post is, oh, I have this, I have that. And a lot of people are buying. I not at, prices they were buying at a week or two ago, but I'll tell you what, a lot of people are still, keeping the faith. And hey, who knows? Maybe you pick up something really nice right now and get, maybe he does get cleared and come back and, you strike it rich. Who knows? Yeah, from the storm. Yeah. Is anybody here hanging out with me? There's only like a couple people here. All right. Well, maybe my shot is completely off. I was hoping we could do this, but I also want to do it because I want to do the shipping from the weekend. It'd be good if we could finish this one and ship it all together. So if we don't break it by tomorrow, we'll ship the other stuff, the Topps Chrome breaks. We already have them sorted and ready to go. We just want to get this one out with it too. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Andrew made a good point last night when we were talking about this a little bit. It's never been talked about as to how old Wander was when all this went down. I'm not obviously, I am nowhere even close to defending or even thinking to defend Wander Franco in any way, shape, or form. But that is one thing that hasn't been said. And I don't know how closely you've been following it, but he is married. And apparently, he's been married since he was like 15. Like, it's not like to get married at 15 in the Dominican Republic is not uncommon. So the question is, and again, I mean, him cheating on his wife, doing that type, that's a whole different can of worms. But some people are saying that this relationship happened some years back where the girl was 14 and he was 16 or 17 or whatever. And if that's true, then that's why they have Romeo and Juliet laws and stuff like that. I mean, it's not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting any good outcome to come from it. And the fact that he was willing to just kind of be put on administrative leave and all that doesn't bode well. So, yeah, there are cultural differences. It doesn't, I mean, we like to judge in this country. And believe me, if he's running around with 14-year-old girls, we have every right to judge this guy. That makes him a pedophile and a scumbag. But we also have a tendency to judge before we know all the facts in this country. We are very good at that. And how many stories go national that we don't even know half of what really happened? And then, the retraction is 6 months later in the paper on page 28 that nobody ever sees, and, somebody gets blamed for something that they didn't do. And when the time comes to say, hey, they didn't do it, nobody sees that part. So I don't know. You want to give at least the guy the benefit of the doubt to maybe hear the whole story before you really pass judgment. But I also feel like if he were innocent, he would have been very, very vocal. I know I would be. You know what I mean? I've always found that kind of amazing where people who are like, well, I'm innocent. If you blame me for a major crime and I was innocent, I would be on the roof screaming at the top of my lungs. I didn't do this. What are you talking about? you know. So sometimes when people clam up on stuff like that, it makes me a little leery. So yeah, yeah. It's again, I don't know what goes through these guys' heads. I really don't. I mean, there's so many stories of athletes over the years, and between killing people and attacking people and just doing generally horrible things. And I think sometimes it's just this culture that they're raised in this country because they're idolized like gods. They think they can get away with anything. And look at Aaron Hernandez and what he was doing. I mean, he was a murderer, that dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of football players that murdered people, but that dude was like a gangster, or wanted to be one anyway. And to be honest, if you read about his past, a lot of people weren't very surprised when all that went down. Didn't seem like it was really his first time, but hey, he's a good tight end who could win Super Bowls. So until you put the proof in people's faces, they don't, they'll let him go until he gets caught. It's just wrong. So wrong. Anyway. All right. Again, guys, we're down to 6 spots on platinum. I was just sorting through some cards, so I thought I'd jump online and jump on here on YouTube and see if anybody wanted to get it full for tonight. If not, I'm sure we'll fill it for tomorrow. No big deal. But with so few spots left, I figured it couldn't hurt to jump on for 10 or 15 minutes and see if anybody was interested. If you are, there's a link in the chat there, right up top. And we are giving away the Mariners in this break, so it is a random team break, 15 a spot. Lots of hits out of these Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. If you haven't seen much of it, we did one of these the last week. We had 18 hits, I think, out of 10 boxes. So I know maybe Wander's not quite the chase it was a week ago, but, Still lots of other good rookies from last year to go after who are all playing well right now, especially J Rod and Bobby Witt, guys like that doing really well right now. Cal Cowling's trying. Michael, you're funny, man. Al Cowlings, guys, what's he famous? His whole life, that's what he's famous for, driving a Bronco. It's amazing. 30 years later, you can still make that joke and people get it. So, as I was saying, 6 spots left. If we don't fill it tonight, we'll fill it tomorrow. Not a big deal, but like I said, I thought I'd come on and try. I would think tomorrow night we won't have a problem. Since nobody seems to be interested. So we're not going to do this tonight. I would assume tomorrow night at 10 p.m. is when we're going to be. Well, I'll be on then, but I'm pretty certain we're going to sell 6 spots between now and then. So if you are in the break, what's up, Chris? If you're in the break or going to get into the break, just know probably be tomorrow at 10 then, since we're not filling it now. 6 spots left, Chris. I thought I'd come on for a few minutes, see if we can't get people to buy the rest of them, but nothing seems to be moving. So it is Monday. Everyone's spent their money for the weekend. So, Chris, you weren't here to sell it for me, man. Oh, Chris, I got another stack of home run challenge cards for you. I think I got 8 more I put together tonight, so I'll send them out this week. I got to get them out to you before we get too close to the end of the season. See if you can work a little more magic. Did you guys see Bryce is in the park home run tonight? He's the man. He's just too cool. Slides in home, just pops right up. Like, ta-da! Like, it's just unfair, you know? Oh, you know what I was watching today? I was watching, have you guys seen any of Hard Knocks with the Jets? My, oh my, can that Aaron Rodgers throw a football? That is just crazy. Like, if you haven't seen any of it yet, and it's been a few seasons since I've watched Hard Knocks. I always like it when I watch it. I don't know why I haven't watched it in a few years, but I was driving in the car today, in my truck today, and I was like, oh, there's Hard Knocks. Let's put it on. And they were showing him just throw into these nets. Like, they had this one net set up. It was like 1.5 by 1.5 feet. It's like 65 yards down the field, man. Boom. Put it in it like it was nothing. It's like, wow, man. he's something else. The Jets have a lot of pressure. He's got a ton of pressure on his shoulder to do well this year. If they don't come out and really perform, those people in New York are going to kill him. I mean, they're really going to be all over him quick if he doesn't. And I mean, between him, they got the offensive and defensive rookies of the year coming back. Like they got a lot of talent on that team, but if they don't come out and perform, then those New Yorkers are not going to put up with that for very long. Which I don't think Aaron Rodgers would handle a hostile New York fan base very well. Like, he's not, he's always been a little weird, and he goes and does his, like, I can't see or hear retreats and smokes a bunch of weed and this and that. Like, he's kind of hippie-ish, like, as my wife would call him, he's crunchy. That's the way my wife explains people like that. He seems kind of crunchy. I don't think a crunchy guy could put up with an angry New York football fan base. It might be fun to watch, though. That's for sure. So, I also had no idea that Liev Schreiber was the narrator for Hard Knocks. That does not sound like him at all. And he's in the first episode. I think it was the first episode, and he goes and visits the Jets camp. And I mean, Liev Schreiber's like the big, and he says he's trying to imitate John Facenda. If you guys remember who John Facenda was, he used to do like the old NFL films and stuff. You know, when you see those like the 1963 Packers, you know, that was John Facenda. And it's like sometimes when somebody is a narrator and then you find out who it is, you hear them in it. You go, oh yeah, that is him. I still can't hear Liev Schreiber in there. Like, yeah, well, and the sad part, or not the sad part, but I think the bad part of it is with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers and what they've done. I think it's wonderful what they've done for the team. I don't have anything against the Jets. I don't care about them one way or the other, but after what just happened with the Mets and the way they spent money and did all that and had been terrible, if the Jets turn around and do the same thing, because Jet Mets fans tend to be about the same, whereas Yankees Giants fans kind of flock together. Oh, they're not gonna give him a lot of time. Like after what's happened with the Mets this year, they are not gonna give Aaron Rodgers a lot of time. He comes out and loses the first couple games. It's gonna be brutal. Oh yeah, John Facenda from NFL Films, right over in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, right over the river from where I live. And then after that, it was after Facenda, it was Sable, Nick Sable, I think his name was, who used to do the Raiders. I used to love NFL films. I love it when I see the old ones. When I was a kid, now again, it depends on your age. We used to have football folly films were a big thing, and they were usually made by NFL Films, and all they were like, hard hits. Like there was always the reel where the guys were getting knocked out back when you were allowed to think that stuff was cool. Or just crazy plays and like big fundraisers when I was a kid back in like the 70s and 80s where like you'd have pancake breakfast and football follies. And the NFL Films used to make those. They were awesome. All right. I guess I just wanted to come on and hear myself talk, chat a little bit. Nobody's picking up any spots. So, all right. Well, I'll send out an email tomorrow for the last 6 spots. Hopefully, we'll get them filled up. For any of you who are in it, we'll do it tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I'm going to break this break tomorrow night at 10. Jesus, this break is going to fill tomorrow at 10 for 10 p.m. Eastern time, one way or the other. So if you are in it, come back tomorrow night at 10. I will send out an email during the day, see if we can't get the last 6 filled up. And we'll break this puppy tomorrow night. All right. Well, everybody have a good night. I tried. I'm going to go back to my, I'm doing postings, so I'm going to go back to doing postings. Anyway, I will see you guys all tomorrow night at 10. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.